Hello traders and investors, this is Bulldozer Investing. Today is January 13th, 2021. It is 5:32 p.m. US Eastern Time. Let's begin our analysis. I have here the VIX chart. As you can see, the VIX is supported right on this blue line, that support line that we have drawn to the cent as always. We're right. It's been supported. So this tells me that it is hanging on this channel, and if it might have a run up tomorrow, we could see 24s. I don't know what the event or the news would be, but we could see a downfall on SPY if the VIX hangs on this trend line. If it doesn't, then our next, or not ours, but the VIX support will hang in here somewhere around here. So VIX might very well come down to 2088, but we'll carefully observe. So this tells me tomorrow I'd rather open lower and then try to, I'd rather open high on VIX and then come back down. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and do SPY. So VIX looks bullish from here if it bounces. So let's look at SPY, and SPY looks bullish. So oddly enough, I am a little confused here where the markets would go if we were to just analyze SPY itself. It broke above the trend line that we drew yesterday, and I said watch out for this fib extension, the 161.8, 377.97. which held like a champ. It looks bullish as well. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. If markets drop tomorrow, our support would be somewhere around 376.50s, and we'll see. So I'm kind of neutral because of VIX looking a little bullish. It did get a support on that lower trend line. However, the SPY broke out of the flag that we did draw. So I'm expecting something like this. In the morning, we might get a support, and maybe we could go as low as 374 and then bounce back, but we'll see. So kind of staying neutral. If you do have options, I suggest expect volatility and be very careful. Our next ticker, Apple, it is moving as expected. It's moving around the trading range that we have been talking about for the last couple of video sessions. It did close above the 20 SMA on the daily, which looks bullish. We could head for 132, but then again, I think the Russell kind of got sold off, and big tech got a little bought in. So we'll see how that continues. Maximum upside is 134.50s. And then if it drops, we'll hold 128, 120, high 127. So trading in this range, as I've expected, it'll probably trade in this range until the earnings. Okay, no surprise on Apple. Amazon was a suggestion from one of the followers. And please do subscribe to YouTube and follow us on Twitter. We'll take in suggestions, and I'll review them. So again, not really a surprise moving back and forth between the fib channel. It did try to get in the cloud. We'll see how that follows up. I see the upside to 32.23. The support here is 31.28. If it does go lower, I do see a very nice support right around here at 130.90. Okay, so I'm kind of neutral on Amazon, but earnings are coming in a few days. So what is it, January 28th? So I don't really anticipate huge moves on Amazon, and don't expect it either. So if you look at Amazon on the weekly, it's on a pennant, so it could go as high as 4,000. However, on the weekly, the 20-day moving average right now is curling down, and I don't see any upside move on Amazon unless the earnings do come really good. If earnings go bad, we could go as low as 27.66. It looks super bearish. I might sound bearish, but this is a diamond formation, okay? Which in general, it is a bearish move. We've seen this in Boeing before it collapsed. Well, obviously, Boeing had some issues. The news came in and so forth. But on the weekly, this diamond formation is kind of scary in a way. Okay, kind of scared about this diamond formation. Kind of a rough sketch here, but although this is usually a bad sign, we could break out of this pennant and go as high as 4,000s. So I don't like to catch a name. If we break out, then I'll buy it. But in this formation, it's like 50-50. You're either going to crash down, so expect Amazon to make huge moves, either downside to 27.67 or all the way up to 4,000. It's really upon you. So I cannot say anything on this name because of the weekly, but on the on the hourly, on the daily, it looks bullish. The question is, how is this diamond formation going to play out? Are we going to play out this pennant and just break out to 4,000, or are we going to break down to 2,700s? Okay, so that is a big question. Okay, I don't want to give price targets on Amazon because of this diamond formation. I think Inner was another request, so I'll cover that. This stock moved basically on coronavirus vaccination. I don't see any, the support here is 821. When this stock moves, it moves high, but it's under the cloud. Max upside to this would be 1097, but I would go for better names. If you're in the stock already, by the way, I'm not advising, I'm just based on technical analysis. I'm trying to educate on what the possible outcomes could be, what the forecast could be. I don't anticipate, this name would not be something that I would go for, but if you have it, that's your decision. It needs to break out of this trend, and it could go as high as $11. Okay. Teladoc, we've been saying that I am thinking it's a good long play. It broke out of the flag. This is definitely going to go to 261 or maybe test all-time highs, as we've been saying. It's just consolidating out of a powerful move. Kathy has been accumulating this. Kathy Woods has been accumulating this name since, all year. So it's in her ARC G, I think, or maybe I cannot. It's in one of the ARCs. So perfect bounce off of the 100 fib on 226, as we can see here. Let me go back. Yeah, perfect bounce off of this fib line. It could come down back and test it to 226 or maybe down at like 228. But you know that you have Kathy on your side, and this is not going to have a major breakdown. I wouldn't worry too much. But this is something that would move slowly, and if it breaks above, so it has been on this trading range of, let's square this out, the trading range right here. So it's been in this trading range for a couple months. If it breaks out, okay, so this was a false breakdown. So if it breaks up, expect, so let's see, 180, let's say 180 to 236. Expect a $56 above. So $56 off of 240, let's just say roughly 240 off 56. So 296,300 would be the next target for this. Let's see what the Fibonacci does say. So 318, yeah, close enough. So this range, the breakout of this range will be huge. Now the big buying point, if this drops back to 204 for any reason, that would be a very nice target to get in, because the upside is tremendous on this one. Okay, so that is Teladoc. Let's go ahead and do DraftKings. I think this was a request. I'm not sure. Yeah, it kind of got stuck on the 61.8 Fibonacci level. Powerful ABC move. I think the breakout is going to be huge on this name. So as soon as we break above the 61.8 fib, it's going to get towards 68.92. Okay, that's DraftKings. NIO. So NIO is, I think, flagging here. Although I think Tesla. So the danger with including Tesla in S&P is that if Tesla crashes, then the market is gonna it's gonna drag the market down with it. So if you have Tesla, that's kind of an insurance that knowing that they'll probably not allow the market to crash, your Tesla shares will probably stay solid. It could head up to 1,020 according to fib that I drew. But as far as NIO, I think it's flagging. A good point would be the 161, so 59.4 level, and it'll head towards 69.89 if it breaks this flag. Okay. Very powerful move. I think this bigger W is setting up. So this bigger W is setting up a flag, and on the long term, 86, 87. Don't ask me the time range on this one, but things can get crazy. Downwards, the lowest I think it could go and get a support is 46 levels, 46, 47. But I think it's just flagging for now. This is a powerful, powerful bullish chart on my technical end. Now, fundamentally, you can challenge and say, you know, the valuation, blah blah blah. That's not something that I worry about. I'm not an analyst. Okay. Excel and Goev. So they've been like, and we've been spot on with this one. I said I see an upside to $23, and I drew this. So if we do extend this along the way, so we've been kind of spot on in this one. I think it's flagging to the upside. I think the next move will be $25 on this. So we'll go ahead and mark 25 here. Okay. So $25 is the next goal for this stock. Perfect curl up off of support. So we've been kind of right on this one all along. I did say at first when we were down here, I did say that we'll probably get to the 50 fib level, and we kind of got stuffed here at around 21. And right when we were underneath, I said I see 23 levels. So it did come to 23, bounced back off of the 61.8. So the next level, so you can even do an extension, something like this. So this could work out as well. Yeah, this could work out as well. So we can do two things. Okay, there you go. So this exactly 100% fib also played out very well. I believe that it's going to hit here, come back, curl up, and it's going to go towards the 25 level. Okay. Then again, like the EV sector, that's all a question. Like it moves with the EV sector, right? So I can't really predict every single move. Like if one sector goes down, then it'll follow the sector. NNDM. Remember I talked about the weekly chart and how it broke 3-year downtrend and it broke above the cloud and all the moving averages, and I said this is a powerful run and you keep this for long, not to trade. So this name right here did exactly what it's supposed to do. It ran up, and it's probably going to go even down to like 1020s, okay, and then it'll get supported and move higher. But I don't know, I kind of got sold off. On the hourly chart, the MACD looks kind of like returning back, the RSI kind of. So let it rest around 1015 area, 1020, 1015. Notice how we drew the box and it bounced right off of it. Let it just sit and relax in this box. So let it have this moment, like from here. Now it ran up and it kind of relaxed. So let it relax, let it play around, let it touch this cloud, and then have it move up higher. Now I don't know what the news was that made this, and also it turned out to be that, yeah, I would let this rest a little, because every time we go in the mid channel of this pitchfork, we come down. So if this comes down to even 984, I wouldn't be surprised, like around this level, or even like slowly comes down and get a rest on the 1015 area. But eventually our long-term target was 15 bucks on this. So it's moving along the way. It's doing all its technical work. And let me explain you how this like trading range is, right? So we draw a box around here, right? This would be a trading range from $8 to $9.93. So that's almost $2, right? So once it breaks out of this box, so $9.89 all the way to 11, so that's almost $2 as well. So whenever you get a break out of the box, you'll get the same width. So if we were to move this box right off of the top of the trend line, so it could very well pick up tomorrow, touch the trend line, but you see the width, the length of this box is almost as big as the previous trading range. Okay, and same will go with every, like it's almost the same story with every single other chart or stock that you'll probably do. So perfect breakout, almost close enough for the mid channel of the pitchfork. It will come back and get a retest at 1015. I'd take my profit, or if you're long, just keep it long. But at 3 to 4 years, it's going to be a continuation of bullish run on this thing. Blink. So I know that there are a lot of Blink followers, and if I don't do Blink, the next day they ask me, so I'm just going to cover this today as well. Again, Blink, let it rest. When we hit the mid line of this pitchfork, and it even went right on the box that we drew. I don't really adjust this. I probably drew it when we were here, or when we were here. So it touched, came back. Now where can it go from here? I can say like couple trends here. Let's take a look. So it could touch this trend line of 49, and it could even go as low as 47. Let's see and wait. This could this is just resting. It's totally normal. I mean, you get a move from $18 all the way to $57.85. You're gonna expect some consolidation here. Again, I see a trading range here, and this range could be something like this too. So okay, so the next move higher, if we do break out, it could be, so this, we could go for $70 slowly. Okay, again, as I mentioned yesterday, that the advantage of this name is no matter what the electric vehicle's brand is, this is a charging station. So it doesn't matter if Tesla sells more, Mercedes sells more, or BMW sells more, or the GMs and the Nissans, the Leafs and the Bolts. It's going to take an advantage of the trend. I don't know if it's overvalued. I can't remember the short valuation on this, or short percentage on it, but it's a good name. You just have to let it relax, come back down, even as far as 44.63. Just have some cash on average. That's what I would do. Corsair, I don't know. I didn't take a look at it. I wouldn't be surprised if it had a flat day today. Yeah, kind of a flat day. Let this baby relax. because that was enough. It had a pretty good run since we were up here and it flagged. I said this is a W formation and it's a bullish formation. So you see this W. It's probably going to try to test this 45.31, come down and flag. So we'll do something like this. So expect the range to play out and then move forward to 52 on this one. When something runs like this, of course, you're going to have some flat days and so forth. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Yeah, it's a huge W. So from here, it's going to flag and it might test this cloud at 41 and then break out towards the 52 level. Okay. So that's Corsair. Zoom. So interestingly enough, as we mentioned, I tweeted this, I don't know when it was, but obviously it was before the yellow box. I tweeted out that the accumulations on this stock would start anywhere in this yellow box, and as soon as it touched it, it just went ballistic, and it's going towards the cloud, but I think it could have a retest underneath the cloud and come back as far as 33, 32. Kathy is behind this name. I think she bought a huge amount of shares today, but I mean, she's not everything. Sometimes it'll get some of the profit takers will come in and try to retest this yellow box. And as I always say, don't chase the first breakout. Let it come back to you. Okay. This is a powerful wedge, descending wedge. So if it breaks upwards, I'm guessing anywhere from 415, come back down towards 364. So let's draw this line. I would say it would go something like this. You see this W, and then it'll probably flag and then shoot up towards here. So we'll leave this trend here. So it's kind of in that Elliott wave thing. I mean, I'm not an expert in Elliott wave. I'm not going to even get into it, but the concept is that market moves in predictable waves. Okay, so I think this could be the move. Okay, now the time range, don't mind the time range. I'm just estimating. When I tell you time, I'll tell you time. I usually don't give time. If I say expected in so and so range, I'll give you the time. But if I don't really screenshot my drawings and say, oh, he said April 5:30. Let me buy a call for April. Don't do those kinds of things. I didn't say it. It didn't come out of my word. It didn't come out of my mouth. And even if it did, it's only for educational purposes. There's no way that I would, advise anybody to buy and sell. So, and also on Twitter, if you're following me, please don't ask me, should I sell? Should I buy more? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I will never, ever tell anybody to buy or sell. When I say these things on the video, I am saying if I was. So in my analysis, in my thinking, in my risk analysis, my risk analysis is subjective and it only concerns me. You have to do your own due diligence and risk analysis and act on your own. So we covered Zoom. I was going to post this on Twitter, but I was kind of busy at work. I saw this break, and this is a beautiful bullish chart, by the way. I think it sold off at the end, but this is a breakout, guys. And I'll honestly tell you, if I wish I had this like drawing, but if you follow me like this, right? This is a cup, and this is a long handle, and it's breaking out. So our first target. And again, what will happen is because Biden is going to get an inauguration once he's in office, this thing will shoot up. So it's kind of like a seasonal and news play type of thing, maybe till the earnings, and then it might come back down. Kind of the same scenario here, how it shot up, came back at the earnings, might shoot up and come back. I picked ACB, but if you look at Tilray and Canopy and all those things, they're going to be same. The chart is about, they're all same. So they move the same. I believe that this is a very nice breakout. Huge breakout. And this is what I have been anticipating with Palantir. Hopefully I'll see these days on Palantir. This is a beautiful breakout, guys. I'll talk about Palantir and what happened later. I picked Palantir at the last, so if you always listen to this because of Palantir, just go, I mean, you should listen to all the analysis, but that's going to be my last. So beautiful pennant breakout. This move is going to be towards, so let's pick the bottom of this trend, go here, and pick the second bottom. Can't see it exactly, but it's going to look something like this. So expect, so it got stuffed here, this range of 50 to 61. Expect this name to come back down a little. I guess we could do something like this, right? Yeah, looks much better now. Yeah, so expect the name to train, maybe test the cloud, and then we're kind of off with this one. So there could be two technical price targets on this. One would be 14 and one would be 17. But we'll see how this it's kind of flagging now. So we'll see how this flag plays out. It'll probably retest, come back to 987, and then eventually get in this zone and then play out. Okay. But very nice technical chart here. Between, so remember I talked about, not between, when I say between, it's just BTWN, I just pronounce it as between, but it's Bridgetown Holdings. Remember when I said I don't play SPACs, or I don't really follow them or get the concept, but if I was to buy a name, it would be this one. What a run. And where did it go? Straight up to 50 fib. Holy moly. So when I say market is pretty technical, I hope people who are following me pretty much get the point what I'm talking about. So where did it end the day? 1632. I think it ran high, like it ran like 17 something after hours, right? 1706. So it's like, let's take a look at the 5 minutes. So it even went up, so it's flagging. So it's flagging, and it's probably going to test 1793. Unfortunately, I didn't want to forget this name, so what I did was I bought like one share so I could track it down. I didn't have enough cash. I am all in on Palantir at my Journey account, so I didn't purchase this guy right here. And darn, I was actually kind of pissed off that I missed this, because look at the 20-day moving average on this. So it's pretty supportive. Where it's going to run up to 1793. So we're seeing the same thing with majority of the stocks. So it's going to probably go here and then drop back here and then try to get in this range. Okay, and then break out. Okay. So we'll leave this forecast, but that's what it looks like. Huge sell-off here, good buy volume here. So pretty much accumulation went on here, and now it's ready to pick up. I don't know what the news behind this was, but we'll see what happens. And last but not least, Palantir. Okay. What happened here is that the same story that went when we had a breakout of here. So remember the day we broke out and we were trying to like break out this range too, and then finally Credit Suisse comes out and says $15. Bam, right? So somewhere around here, somewhere around here where Credit Suisse came in, right when we were about to break out, messed up the chart. Now Citi comes in. So how many analysts try to knock this thing over? I think they're just pretty much mad about not being able to get in and get their cuts from the IPO, because this was a direct offering. So a lot of the analysts were pissed off about it, and they're upgrading their $10 price target to 15, 17 range, and they're doing, sell ratings while they're increasing the price targets. So it's going to be like Tesla. The more they get into this, the more it goes up. I think it's going to happen like that. So pretty much a nasty bearish hammer here. And it finished the day below the 20-day average. So this was a nice hammer. And we're about to break out, and we did. The candle looked really nice during the day, regardless of what the analyst had said in the morning, and then it sold off. I can't really say that it was a bull trap, guys. Every time, so this is what I hate about some of the stock tweets or whatever, right? So when the thing goes up and then comes down with a sell-off, it's not necessarily a bull trap. Look at this volume. How could this be a bull trap? Bull trap is when you have like very light volume of going up, and then like sell volume is huge, right? So this was actually bought in. Like, I don't know if it had to do with the army news, regardless of what the analyst had said, but it pretty much picked up on the 100-day moving average on the hourly. I still think we got another run to 2620s, because that's pretty much, so this level is pretty much, and I've been saying this so far, is like the 615, 605. So there's a couple levels here that we need to watch. So the first level is definitely 605 level, and then 646. Okay, I think we are due for another test, a run up, but I wouldn't sell this before the event of Palantir event, the demo event. Okay, it could, and the bearish side to this, because I don't want to look subjective because I own the name, the bearish side to this is it could come down to as low as 24.3, or even test lower as much as 23.79. Since I'm in long term for this name, I don't really care about a couple dollars in here and there, because I'm aiming $48 first, 32 level, and then 48. 32.93 is definitely coming. Regardless of what kind of fib channel I draw, it's always targeting the 32.90 something. So we're going to go there. The question is, how long would it take us to go to 48.92? Now, according to the Pitchfork, and it could be right, it could be wrong. I don't really take this as a Bible or anything. Some people go by it so much. It could as well as hit $47 around February 12th, according to the Pitchfork, but that's, I don't like to give time estimates, but that's what the technicals say. But we'll see what happens. So Palantir on the daily, it looks very, very explosive. It's just that it's getting people frustrated, and when people get frustrated, that's when people lose their patience. So it could go like this: up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way to the end of the pennant, actually. So it could go well down to 24.31. I'm not saying that it will. I'm just saying it could technically, and then explode higher. But the explosion would be pretty big on this name. And if those analysts are shorting it, they'll be rushing to cover it up. So ladies and gentlemen, we're definitely looking at 44 range. We're looking at $44, $45 range. Now, I'm not saying it's going to shoot up in one day. Just be patient with it. It could be a melt up. Okay. So that's it, guys. Please give us a like. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter for live feed, live charts. And also have your friends subscribe to us and have them learn some technicals. Or if they have any suggestions, they can write us on the YouTube comments or Twitter, and we'll cover it the next day. All right, see you then tomorrow. Have a nice day and be safe.